Welcome back, everybody. This video is going to give you important information as you begin to prepare for essay number 1 on a remembered event. As you've read in chapter 2, this assignment is going to be on a remembered event. You know, we've all had those monumental moments in our lives, high school prom or graduation, the day you were married, maybe the day your first child was born. We can have those moments in common and understand those moments when we talk about them. But what I want you to consider for this topic is a day that began just like any other day, and somehow something shifted, something happened in your life that allowed you to see something differently, to understand something differently, to learn about others, to learn about yourself. Something happened this day that somehow shaped the person you are, and through the telling of this event, you'll be able to show what's important to you, who you are, what your values are. Consider those things when you consider a topic for this assignment. Also remember that your instructor will not be the only audience for this assignment. You will have a peer review activity where 2 of your classmates will read and review your essay, and you will do the same for other classmates in order to help you guys prepare for submission of your final draft. Make sure that the topic that you choose is a topic that you're comfortable sharing. As always, ask questions if you need to. I'm only an email or a text away. Every good story has elements that help to move the story along and provide the reader with the information that's needed. The dramatic arc is a visual representation of those elements. Your story may not be shaped exactly like this arc, but it will certainly be close, and it will have many of these elements, if not all of them. The exposition is usually in the beginning. It provides background information, it sets the scene, introduces the characters, and also introduces the initial conflict. The rising action develops the crisis, and it could lead to other conflicts and complications. The climax is the emotional high point of the story. It's also called the turning point, and it is the moment in the story when things change for the lead characters, either for good or for ill. The falling action is when things begin to fall into place for the main characters and the tension seems to be resolved. The conflicts begin to start to unravel, and it could include a final surprise. The conclusion is where conflicts come to an end. However, they may not be fully resolved. Sometimes a story leaves you with a cliffhanger. The writer may reflect on the event's meaning and importance, and also its significance. In Chapter 2, you've been able to read several autobiographical stories on remembered events that took place in the writer's life. When you write your story, I want you to consider the elements of a well-told story. Try to arouse your reader's curiosity and build suspense by structuring your story around the main conflict. Build up to the climax, the turning point in your story that leads to a change or discovery of some kind. Set your story in a specific time and place. Include dialogue that often helps to really drive the drama of a story. Let the readers into your point of view by writing in first person. Also include vivid descriptions of people and places, specific details that describe where you were, what people looked like, how they dressed, how they talked. Include those sensory images, just like you did in your opening discussion of this module. Talk about what you saw, what you heard, what you smelled, how things felt, how they tasted. And lastly, be sure that at the end of your story, your reader is able to understand the autobiographical significance. Why was this event so important and so significant in shaping the person that you are? How did it make you feel? What did you learn about yourself? Those are the elements of a well-told story. I know that I've given you a lot to think about as you start preparing to write your essay, so I want to show you that in your textbook, which is available on Canvas, you have lots of resources to help guide you through this process. On page 36, you have a guide to other parts of Chapter 2 where you can find help in how to come up with a topic. Possible topics are there for you on the pages that are listed to the right. Also, there's help for how to interest your audience and hold their attention, how to make your story more dramatic, and also how to organize your story. Be sure to refer to these pages for any help that you need. In your book, you will also find help for preparing vivid descriptions of people and places. If you're wondering how to describe the place where the event took place vividly and specifically, these are the pages here that you can go to just to the right. If you want to know how to make the people in your story come alive, on these pages you'll find examples from the essays that you've read. How do you help the readers understand the autobiographical significance of your remembered event? All of these pages provide you examples and guidance as you prepare to do that with your essay. Now we will talk about the assignment guidelines for this essay. For this essay, you will write a narrative essay where you will tell a story on an event that has happened in your life. It may be an event for the better or an event for the worse. Over the course of this essay, your readers should be able to understand why this event has had such an impact on you. Remember, that is the autobiographical significance. Avoid writing about graduation or prom. Those events that we have that we've shared, try to consider writing about an event that is unique to you. Format requirements. You will use Times New Roman and 12-point font. Double-space everything. Include an MLA heading with your name, the teacher's name, class, and date. Include a header with your last name and page number, and your essay should be at least 600 words. In this module, you will find an example of an essay with an MLA heading. Note that you will change the name and the instructor's name and, of course, the date of your essay. Make sure that your essay is formatted exactly like the example you've been given. You will type your essay in Word, and I've provided a couple of slides to help you understand how to place the page number at the top of the page in the header of a Word document. You will first open your Word document and go to Insert, Page Number, Header and Footer. I've circled that there for you. Once you've done that, under the page number box, you will see a drop down, and you will need to choose Top of the Page and then also choose Plain Number. Once you have chosen Top of the Page and Plain Number, you will see a number appear in the header. After you've done that, go to the Home tab. Click on Right Alignment. Make sure that you have used Times New Roman and size 12 font. Your page number should now have moved to the right of your screen. Type your last name and a space before the highlighted number. Your header should appear at the top of each page with the correct page number. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email or text. In this module, you will find the rubric that will be used to grade this essay. As you can see, 20% of your essay is for the well-told story. In order to receive maximum points for your story, you want it to arouse curiosity and suspense, have a thrilling conflict, climax, and resolution. The elements of your story should be clear. 15% will be given for the vivid description of people and places. 15% of this grade will be on the autobiographical significance of this event. It needs to be clearly understood by your reader, compelling and insightful. The effective writing style will count for 20% of your essay, and standard grammar and mechanics for 30%. The formatting of your essay will be taken into account under the grammar and mechanics portion. And now it's time to get started. Be sure that you have read everything in this module, that you follow all the guidelines that are given in this module and in this video. Be aware that you will be required to participate in the peer review activity once you've submitted your rough draft. If you have any questions about that process, please be sure and let me know, and I'll help guide you through it. Remember that your final draft of your essays are worth 60% of your overall grade in this course. As always, if you have any questions throughout this process, don't hesitate to ask. I can't wait to see what you write. All right, there's one more thing. If you've watched this presentation, because I know it was very long, until the end, I want you to send me an email and let me know that you saw the gold star. If you do that, I will give you a bonus of 5 points on the final draft of this essay. Good luck!